Good afternoon, everybody. It is, well, a little bit of a cloudy day out here today. It is a little bit of a interesting trip today. I'm in between layers at 4,000 feet. I am en route down to Florida for a Seaplane Safety Seminar this weekend. But I'm not exactly in a seaplane. There's just a lot of ugly weather along the route. I figured if I'm going to be flying IFR for an extended period of time today, I'm going to do it in a plane with the right equipment. So I'm missing the fact that I'm flying a seaplane to a seaplane flying event, but I'm still flying down to it. I'm not driving. Then I'll get there and it'll be a little bit safer, so it should be kind of fun. I've got a nice tailwind right here at 4,000 feet, so I'm scooting along right around 180 knots, 177 knots. I'm digging that. Normally I fly quite a bit higher, but the winds out here are shifting, and I'd be pushing about a 30 knot headwind up at altitude, so I'm sticking down here nice and low. And at this spot here between layers, I think it actually is it's actually working out pretty well for right now. We'll see what happens as I get a little bit closer to Savannah, Jacksonville. I think what I'm going to do, this is my assigned route, just right over Jacksonville. I think what I'm going to do, though, is probably try and deviate a little bit west, of course. We'll see as I get closer what the weather's actually doing. Obviously, this is ADS-B weather, so it's not quite real time, but it's giving me a pretty good indication. Stuff is generally moving to the northeast, which is kind of interesting. So I'm just kind of keeping an eye on that, and we'll see what passes through the area. And I'll probably end up passing a little bit west before I get down there. At any rate, the worst of the weather is right now in Bartow. That's, well, it's about 2 hours away at this point. So hopefully that has passed out of the area, and we'll be into some better weather once, by the time I get down there. It looks like it'll be, instead of the red and the orange, hopefully it'll be yellow or maybe some green light and precip by the time I get down there. It is starting to cloud up a little bit out here. We've still got more than decent temps here. We are way above freezing, so it'll just be an IFR cloud flight. But I'm definitely glad I am in the Bonanza over the seaplane. I'm going to be solid in the clouds for any period of time. Well, I am losing my tailwind, so slowly but unsteadily the winds are disappearing on me here. Still making a pretty decent headway though. And here we go. In and out of the clouds. There is not a lot to see out here today.
In center, kind of quiet tonight. Oh yeah.
Glad there is something good to watch on the show there. Let's see, we're at an hour, which means it's time to switch fuel tanks.
11,000, gas for 53305.
Gas 53 mile free station, 10
we're on the right tank.
15 miles, 30 miles wide.
53.
Mile free precipitation at your 11 to 2 o'clock, then 10 miles, 20 miles wide.
Alright, climbing team, flight level 19er, Blue Street 5512, thanks.
Well, it is starting to...
335 Golf Alpha radio check.
Seems it's starting to pick up a little bit. And the weather's starting to turn a little bit more colorful here. Fortunately, it looks like most of that is below me. I can actually see the layers above, so I can stay here. Fortunately, my tailwind has turned into a headwind now. I gotta say, my ground speed of 168 knots in the Bonanza, it sure beats what I'd be doing in the Buccaneer right now. Here we are, just right at the top of the clouds. We're seeing this layer here. We're just poking through it. It's actually really quite pretty. And again, if I'm going to be flying in this, I'm a lot happier having this panel and a functioning autopilot than hand flying the seaplane. Well, if there's any question about why I'm staying down at 4,000 feet today, it's because I've got a little bit of a crosswind down here. If I climb up to altitude, I have a 30 or 50 knot headwind. Well, that would be just awesome. I wish I had those numbers on Sunday as a tailwind. Because a 50 knot tailwind would be super.
17520, contact Savannah approach 125.3.
125.3, 520.
District 5512, contact Jack Center 133.45.
Center Bonanza 17520, 4,000.
Center 17520, Center first flight altimeter 3007.
3007, 520. 3007, very James Bondy feel to the altimeter setting there. Talk about just white conditions out there. Now there's an argument different people have. Is this considered actual or VFR? I'm absolutely in between layers. The rule for log and actual is if you need instruments, if you need to fly by reference to instruments in order to maintain horizontal or vertical stability and control of the airplane. In my opinion, when I'm flying through stuff like this,
Remember our medevac, forward Delta Bravo contact.
That's actual.
Approach 120.4. 120.4.
It is very pretty.
Thank you.
Now here's the one, at spots like this is when it starts to get a little interesting. Is this actual, or is this not actual? That is a question that's about as easy to answer as, what's better, a tail dragger or a trike airplane? Now the map tells me, I am just off the coast, out near Brunswick, Georgia. But I'll have to take the GPS's word for it. There's not much of an indication out there whether I am over land or over water. It's kind of weird. I'm actually more comfortable flying over an overcast layer out to sea than if I'm flying just over the water itself. There's something just a little bit unsettling about being in a Bonanza over the open ocean. And I'm within glide distance to land. I'm not actually out of the water that far. I'm just basically flying right over the coastline right now. But there's something just a little unsettling about being over the water in an airplane. So, anywho, we're continuing the march. We're a little over an hour to our destination. All right. Well, a couple of minutes ago, ATC gave me a new routing. So instead of going direct to Bartow, I'm going over Gators, then to Lakeland, and then on to Bartow. The result of that was adding about 10 minutes to the trip. It actually works out okay because instead of going direct right along the coast here and having to deal with some fairly interesting weather, I'm moving a little more west of the weather, which is fine. Problem is now I'm flying directly into a 24 knot headwind, so my ground speed is down to 143 from 167 where it was before, so added a little bit to the trip, added a few more miles, but hey, we're still enjoying the ride. Well, ATC had me climb up to 5,000 feet. It's weird. I'm on a westerly heading, but they said they needed me at an odd altitude. Weird thing is, it's now instead of being nice in between layers where it was perfectly smooth before, now I'm in the clouds and I'm getting bumped around. And the headwind is picked up from a 20 knot headwind to a 36 knot headwind. So I'm down to less than 130 knots ground speed now. So it's a 36 knot headwind. Approach Bonanza 17520 request.
Number 520, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm, I'm on a westerly heading, but you want to be at an odd altitude, sir?
Yeah, we're in a weird spot in Florida where the altitudes flip-flop back and forth, left and right. So I think Tampa flops y'all back to a different altitude, and if you went west to the center, they'd flop the altitudes too. But right here, literally that 20-mile stretch right there that is weird.
Gotcha. Okay, there we go. In this part of Florida, even and odd is based on north or southerly headings, not east or west headings.
Number 520, contact approach 118.17, 1817. Have a good day.
Approach Bonanza 17520, level at 5,000.
November 17520, Jack's approach, gains altimeter 300 to have your request for lower, maintain 5,000 for now.
Alright, 5,000 for now, and hope for lower for 520. Thank you, sir. The weather over at Bartow, I'm too far out now. I'm still 100 some miles from there, so I can't pick up ATIS yet. But the last update from ADSB weather says that winds are 270 at 18, broken at 2500, 3000. This is the altimeter. So
I'll turn 10 degrees right. That's a request from Tampa approach, and you can contact Tampa on 19.9. So yep.
So anyway, we're going to go ahead and we're going to brief the RNAV 27 approach into Bartow. All right, so approach course is 271, runway is 5,000 feet long, the touchdown zone at 125 feet. Airport elevation is also 125 feet above sea level. AWOS 123.775, approach 12065, which I've got in here, Bartow Tower in there, ground 121.9, and
okay, perfect. 5 Alpha, Christian 8 Alpha Mike.
All right, assume we have to get set up for the approach, but Ivani is the initial approach fix. Somewhere between 2,000 and 6,000 feet, so block altitude, whatever ATC gives us. From there, then we'll be down to 1,800 feet at Cesba, which is the final approach fix. And our RNAV LPV minimums are 470 feet.
All right, 6 Lima, is that working out better for you at 3,000?
We are right at the top of the layer here. And you can see the clouds are kind of curved. They're kind of rolled over because of the winds. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if it's going to show up. There's some really light precip appearing on the windscreen. It's showing we're coming into an area of some halfway decent precip, so it's actually not too bad that I'm sitting up here right now. I'm staying above this stuff. I might actually be in it if I was down lower. Yeah, the clouds aren't solid. There's different levels of precip, so you can sit between the layers and be nice and clear and smooth, or you can be up or down just a little bit, and all of a sudden you got all kinds of rain on the windscreen, or of course, it can be just a solid, tank, just a solid wall of clouds up to whatever altitude you're at.
Wing 61, Jackson approach hotel, altimeter 3005, it's going to maintain 900,000.
Rain streaks up here. All right, well, this ought to be fun here.
Okay, Richard, Drake 40 for 1 top 17520, heading 170, just going to maintain 3,000.
3,000, 170, 17520. All right, and down we go to 3,000. 3,300 feet for 3,000, 170 on the heading.
November 520, just set to maintain 1,800. That'll be my NVA in the area there.
1,800, 520. Nice. Come on, Corey. There we go. We're out. Welcome to beautiful sunny Florida. All right, on the approach, ready to land.
Go ahead for 5640.
Gas on our post tank, undercarriage will be ready for. Make sure we're waiting for, prop we'll be waiting for.
November 520, how do you hear?
Clear 520.
The approach is warning if you have Bartow inside.
Actually, I do have inside 520.
You said you do have it inside?
I believe so. I'd still like to do the full approach, though.
520 said you wanted to do the full approach at Bartow.
Yeah, I'd like to do the approach if possible, but I do have the airport in set right now, 520.
Yeah, 520, approach wants you to climb maintain 3,000 for radio coverage.
Okay, up to 3,000, 520.
November 520, Pat 083, direct Ivany.
Alright, direct Ivany 520.
I heard his readback, November 520, can you hear me now?
I got you, 520.
And November 520, I'm going to clear you for the approach and give you to the tower. Just we don't have good radios out there at all. So you're 3 from Ivany. You can maintain 2,000 till established. Clear GPS runway 27 right at Bartow.
Alright, 270 till established, cleared PR nav at Bartow at 2,000 feet.
Number 520, thanks. Contact Bartow Tower 121.2.
121.2, 520. Bartow Tower, Bonanza 17520 is with you, RNAV 27.
Bonanza 17520, Bartow Tower, report the final approach mix.
We'll report the final approach mix, 27 ramp, 17520. Well, that was entertaining. Okay, we're about on the course. About headings 271.
205 Charlie, traffic on about a 5-mile final, runway 27 right to Bonanza, runway 27 right, clear for takeoff, and flight heading 290, climb maintain 3,000. 3,000, 290, clear for takeoff,
Okay, we're approaching Seasba. Finding my hole here. Alright, we gotta focus now. We're at the end of the trip. Here, coming down. Three green.
Two-mile final, runway 27 right.
Okay, 2-mile final. Approach laps coming in.
Bonanza 520, roger, wind 300 at 14, runway 27 right, clear to land.
27 right, clear to land, 520. Alright, lights. Red. Blue is okay. Green ready to 3 green.
500.
500 foot call. Gear down. Alright, minimum. Red, blue, green, full flaps, commit to land.
Bonanza 520, right turn on Alpha 2 and where you park.
Okay, right turn altitude, and let me see, going to Amphibians Plus, but I think I'll get fuel first.
Okay, fuel will be straight ahead, cross Alpha, and then just let me know we're ready to taxi over to Amphibians.
Alright, going to fuel, 520, thank you. We have arrived in Bartow. That was a little hairy at the end there, that approach right at the end got a little crazy there with the ATC not being able to, me not being able to hear ATC, and them sending us right into the bright red squares of a cloud, so that was not fun. But otherwise, we made the trip, we survived. So thanks for riding along. Until next time, safe skies for everybody. Thank you.